It may end up being 7 years and out for Daniel Jones for very different reasons in New York. It'll actually be, is it 6 years? I'm losing track. It would be 6 years and out. Six, because he did the 4-year contract, 1 year under the new deal. It didn't go well, and here's year 2 under the new deal, and the Giants can get out after this year. And the Giants, although they're doing their best to clean up on aisle 5 to make it look like they weren't trying to trade up for Drake May, and I think it's more about keeping the fans in line than it is not freaking out Daniel Jones and not taking a shot across the bow at a guy who knows he needs to step up. This is a comment that Daniel Jones made at a Darius Slayton Gridiron Gala. Jones showed up to support him. As for the Giants' attempted draft night trade for a quarterback, Jones gave a typically diplomatic answer. I'm focused on what I can control, and that is preparing to play good football, so getting healthy, and I'll be ready to go. He said his rehab's going well. I'm in a good spot. I'll be ready to go for training camp. Look, everybody knows they were trying to get Drake May. Everybody knows that, even if they're trying to spin it otherwise now because, again, they don't want the fans to say, oh, you suck. You tried to get Drake May, and you failed. Now that the offer's coming up, that what they gave, they didn't really offer all that much to try to make the move. It just felt like a half-hearted effort to move up. I think this is about putting Daniel Jones on notice. This is it, buddy. This is it. And now there's some talk that maybe Drew Lock could end up supplanting Daniel Jones. The Giants try to talk that down, but his contract has $3 million in incentives based on playing time, and that didn't get leaked when his new deal was reported. I think the Giants are sensitive about the perception that maybe the door is open for somebody else. The door is open, whether it's after this year or during this year. They clearly are out of love with Daniel Jones, and he's got to come out and play well. He's got to play like he did in 2022, or he's going to be on the bench first and cut later.
Why shouldn't he be on notice? I mean, whether it is a fan perception thing or a Daniel Jones perception thing, when you play like Daniel Jones played last year, you're going to be challenged with some sort of competition. That's just the way this thing works in the NFL. And frankly, I mean, if I'm a Giants fan, I don't know how in love I would be with a Daniel Jones, Drew Lock competition, but at least it's some competition, right? I mean, you got to put some sort of fire in Daniel Jones's butt to say, hey, man, let's go. Let's turn this contract into a positive. And if not, then you're going to be up and out because that's the way this thing works in the NFL. So, Drew Lock showed that he can do some things last year. Obviously, let that really nice comeback on Monday Night Football. He's putting on the backpack with Geno Smith. That was fun to watch. Drew Lock can make plays, but is he better than Daniel Jones? I don't know, but the Giants have to figure that out because, look, I mean, you go into this season, and it's one where, in theory, jobs might be on the line beyond that of Daniel Jones. You get one season of a little playoff success, and then, last year was not very good for the New York Football Giants. And now this year you have a chance to do some other things with Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. So they need him to play better. They need better quarterback play in general. And hopefully Neighbors will be a part of elevating that offense to a new level.
I thought the whole conversation about taking anyone other than the best available skill position player at number 6 was ludicrous. Frankly, we looked at their depth chart at receiver before the draft, and it's like Conor McGregor, who the fook is that guy, pretty much top to bottom. And then Saquon Barkley's gone. You don't have a weapon in the backfield. And you're talking about trading up to get Drake May. And really, at the end of the day, when the offers came out, reportedly, from Mike Reese of ESPN.com, which tells me somebody from the Patriots wanted that out there. I know they don't like I love Mike, but, it feels like somebody from the Patriots wanted that out there because it feels like they didn't turn down a whole lot. It feels like the Giants really didn't try. But why are you even trying? I think this is shot across the bow at Daniel Jones. I think it is. And it's also, hey, we still have to fill the stadium this year and get people behind us, but they're stuck. They're stuck. And the way I've heard it is, and this is one of the themes of the offseason, owners meddle far more than we realize. I think it was John Mara, co-owner of the team, guy who essentially runs it, that wanted to extend Daniel Jones, and it might have been over the objection of Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. And now they're kind of in an I told you so mode. And, it doesn't matter because if they stink it up this year, look at how it's been. I mean, really, since the Giants won Super Bowl 46, they have plunged into chronic dysfunction. Revolving door at coach, multiple GMs, can't get anything right, and it is a mess. And the common thread is ownership. And I know they don't like it when we say it, but sorry, it's the truth. Too many of these teams that are dysfunctional, the dysfunction traces to the person in charge of the team.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like you said, it's been one of the themes of the offseason. I mean, whether we're talking about the Panthers, whether we're talking about the Cardinals, I mean, all these different teams, they have these owners who do play a role. And like when you are spending as much money as the folks who own these teams do, it kind of makes sense. Now, on the other hand, some of the best run teams have owners who hire the right people and they get out of the way. And sometimes they do make suggestions and put their thumb on the scale. But at the same time, it's not like they're not letting the football people do their job. So there's a lot of interesting meddling kinds of things that do go on for public perception or otherwise.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.